Okay, now that you have the Dexter board installed, as you saw in the previous video, we can look at hooking everything up and getting it running. First, I want to point out that on the board in the upper left-hand corner, there's a dip switch that will allow you to select the channels that the head tracking controls go out on. So if you have both switches off or both switches on, that is default mode, which is head tracking channels on 5 and 6. If you have switch 1 on, then it's 5 and 7 are head tracking channels. If you have switch 2 on, then it is 6 and 7 as head tracking channels. And you can select that before you install it in the radio. If you need to change that in the future, you can always open it up and change that. Alright, let's get on to hooking everything up and getting it running. In your kit, you're going to have a power cord that will plug into the Tracker 2, and it has bare leads on the end, so you'll need to figure out what power supply you want to use to power up the head Tracker 2. In this video we'll show you how we've connected it to a battery, but you can run off a power supply or anything you need. The head Tracker 2 runs off of 8 to 20 volts DC, and the positive voltage goes on the marked wire that has white stripes on it, is the positive lead, and that will make sure you don't get the polarity reversed. Also in your kit you have an S-video cable. Put some Velcro on the back of this radio to make it easy to mount up. And we've got the head tracker that we Velcro on right here. This is the this has a centering button on it, and we can plug in one end of our S-video cable on here. Sometimes these S-video cables can be stiff, so you want to be careful not to press too hard and bend the pins. Make sure it's aligned properly. And then this guy goes in here. Alright, and you can tie these wires up however you want. Alright, here's the head tracker. This is what will go up on your goggles mounted to your head one way or the other. Later we'll show you in a video how we mounted it to the head play goggles, and we just put it on the side and it tracks your head motion. Here's the battery we've hooked up to our power cord here. We'll plug it in the top of this. Goes on right here. When that turns on, you'll hear a beep as it's setting itself up. When you do power it up, it needs to be still, so I'm going to reset that to get a low drift reading on the head tracker once we get this running. So, got your cables plugged in the back here, got power connected here. I recommend running this cable down with this guy and putting the battery on the transmitters how we have it set up now. Comes in right there with some Velcro. You can do it however you like, use creativity. Alright, ready to turn this on. Turn this guy on. I'm going to reset the head tracker by holding it still on this table and holding the button down, and we'll reset it. There. Now we should get no drifts. I can hold it up and zero it, and I can demonstrate the head tracking. You can see we got a great head tracking signal there. If you get a little bit of drift, you can just center it again. Recenters that camera.